I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you do. You say it's true. Connect like me. And life is you.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. There's tons of excitement surrounding Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening at both Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios. However, the brand new immersive land will be opening this Friday at the Disneyland Resort. Whether you got reservations for opening day or any time after that, there's tons of information you need to know before entering the land. Today we will be breaking down all the details you need to know before entering Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the Disneyland Park. Before I start the video, as I say in every video, make sure to check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. And if you want to be updated on the latest theme park and haunt attraction news, then make sure to visit our website www.socalexploring.com and click that little follow button in the bottom right hand corner, and then just simply enter your email and you will be notified every time we put out a new blog. Now, if you were lucky enough to snag a reservation for opening day or any time during the reservation period, there's tons of stuff that you need to know before checking in. Now, each day on that reservation period, the parking garage will be opening at 12 a.m. First and foremost, you'll want to make sure you have with you your Galaxy's Edge confirmation email with the QR code that was sent to you via email when Disneyland sent them out, valid Disneyland park admission, or a Disneyland pass. Now keep in mind, any guest age 18 or over will need a government issue ID. The primary guest, however, will need a government issue ID no matter what and will need to be present during the check-in process. If you're 18 or younger and not the primary guest in the actual party, then you won't need a government ID. However, you will still need some type of ID, such as a school ID or maybe something like that. Now, Disney is accepting driver license, passports, military IDs, government employee IDs, and permanent resident card. Upon arriving to Disneyland, you will want to head to the Star Wars launch bay, which is located in Tomorrowland. Now, if you show up to the entrance of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and you have not checked in yet, you will not be granted access to the actual land. You have to make sure to check in before actually going to the entrance of Galaxy's Edge. So head on over to Tomorrowland, where Star Wars launch bay is at, and make sure that everyone in your party is present. You may check in beginning 2 hours prior to your reservation start time. So for example, if your reservation starts at 5 o'clock, then you can get there at 3 o'clock and check in. For those wondering, hey, I have an 8 o'clock in the morning reservation time and Disneyland does not open until 8 o'clock. What do I do? Well, you will be allowed into the park, but you will only be allowed into launch bay to check in at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, the parking garage does open at midnight. At check-in, your confirmation QR code will be scanned and your name and the names of your guests on your reservations will be checked against applicable government issue photo ID. Also, the names on the reservation for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge must match the IDs that you present. Each member of your party will be issued a wristband at check-in, so leave your wristbands on until your party's visit to the land has been concluded. After you check in, if it's still not time for your reservation at Galaxy's Edge, you can go ahead and enjoy the rest of Disneyland Park and then head on over to the Galaxy's Edge entrance when you're ready, and cast members will be letting you know which exact entrance out of the 3 you'll be going to. There's an entrance over in Critter Country, over in Frontierland, and over by Fantasyland. Just as a reminder, this is a 4-hour time period that you will get to experience in the actual land. And your party will be required to leave Galaxy's Edge at the end of that 4-hour reservation period, which Disney will be using the different colored wristband system to see who's been in there for their certain time. Now, the costume policy still is the same effect as normal Disneyland. Costumes may not be worn by guests 14 years or older, and appropriate Disney bounding dressing in outfits inspired by favorite characters is permitted. So if you have a reservation for this reservation period that ends on June 23rd, it's pretty simple. Head on over to Star Wars launch bay with all the needed documents to check in your party and check in 2 hours before your time. You can check in as early as 6 a.m. if your reservation time is at 8 a.m. However, there will be no advantage to lining up outside of Galaxy's Edge, and there will be no standby line in the actual reservation period from May 31st to June 23rd. So don't think that you have to line up right outside the entrance of Galaxy's Edge after you checked in. It's not going to help you at all. There's no advantage. Now, if you missed the reservation day where everybody booked their reservations to experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, don't have that frown in your face, because as soon as June 23rd rolls around, everybody will get to experience it without a reservation at all. But you will need what's called a virtual boarding pass. Now this virtual boarding pass is basically just to reduce the capacity in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge when it does open to the public. What you'll have to do is you'll have to open the Disneyland app, check if you'll need an actual boarding pass to get into Galaxy's Edge, because in the morning it obviously will not reach capacity quite yet. So if it doesn't reach capacity, then you won't need a boarding pass, you can just walk right in. However, if it is at capacity, then Disneyland app will tell you. You can go ahead and click that little icon that says Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and you will be able to join the virtual line. Disneyland will just send you a notification when it's time to enter, and they'll just scan your ticket or the phone right at the entrance of Galaxy's Edge, kind of like a fast pass. Like I said, this is all just to prevent the land from filling up all the way and making more crowds, and they really just want to have fans experience this land in a more pleasant way and not crowds pushing back and forth, all trying to experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the same time. And do keep in mind that these virtual boarding passes are completely free. There's no extra cost or anything. You just hop in that virtual boarding line and they'll send you a text whenever it's your time to go into Galaxy's Edge. So that is everything that you need to know before entering Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It opens up this Friday, May 31st. The reservation period ends June 23rd, and then after that you will need a virtual boarding pass to get into the land. We are so excited for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to open. We will be attending June 6th, that is next Thursday, and we are thrilled. A couple of tips that we'll give you is first head on over to the Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run ride. That ride is sure to fill up, so you're going to want to get that done first. And then enjoy some of the gift shops, the different food restaurants, Oga's Cantina, the different experiences, the different character meet and greets. There's tons of stuff to do in Galaxy's Edge, but you want to make sure to get that ride done first, because that will definitely be the most packed. What do you think about the virtual boarding pass that Disney is going to be putting into place after the reservation period ends? Do you like it? Do you think it'll help with crowd control? Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, then hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications to be notified when there's a new one like it. Check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. Then you can also visit www.socalexploring.com for all the latest theme park and haunted attraction updates that you know and love. That does it for this video, everyone. Positivity is key. I love you all, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace.